And listen, anytime I have questions, I am writing it down. I am meditating on it in my head. I'm thinking about it out loud. When I have questions, I bring them to the Lord. He is not mad about your questions. And I almost always, when I ask questions, I get a revelation. So in Mark chapter 5, we know that there is this demon-possessed man. This man has an unclean spirit. So we already know, having an unclean spirit, he is demon-possessed. Being demon-possessed, brought by sin. Scripture tells us that no one could bind him. Even when he had chains put on him, he even broke the chains. No one could do anything for him. He was scaring people. He was hurting himself. He was crying out. He was screaming. So he was causing an uproar in this little town that he was in. So I don't know if y'all have ever seen or watched Don't Judge Me, Judge Your Mammy, the exorcist type of movies. This is where they get their material from, okay? From this text. So in those movies, normally when somebody is possessed, there's the man crying out like, help, I need help, da-da-da. And then there's a spirit that's operating in him that's like, no, he's mine, da-da-da. You know, the little scary back and forth that they have. In my brain, I could be wrong. I don't know everything. I feel like that's what's happening. So in verse 6, when the man saw Jesus, he ran from afar. He ran and worshiped him. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Where in scripture are the demons worshiping Jesus? They know that Jesus is real. They believe in Jesus, but they don't worship him. That is why they are demons. And they will one day be casted into the lake of fire. They will be destroyed. So in the very next verse, the demon is like, what have I to do with you, Jesus, the Son of the Most High God? I implore you by God that you do not torment me. So God's divinity is being acknowledged here. Jesus is acknowledged by the demons as the Son of the Most High God. So if you don't recognize that, but the demons do, good luck to you. And then they also say, I implore you by God that you do not torment me. So they're recognizing him as like all that he encompasses. And then Jesus says, come out of the man, unclean spirit. And then he says, what is your name? Now, people have tried to say, like, he says, come out of him, and then he doesn't come out. So they're like, oh, Jesus was struggling with a demon. No, Jesus was showing authority, and Jesus was showing more. So stay tuned. So they say, what is your name? And then the demons say, my name is Legion, for we are many. So this shows that what these average human beings were dealing with was a legion of demons, many. So that is why they could not bind him out. This was too big for them. And then it also shows that although these are the legions, they are begging Jesus. They are saying, please do not send us out of the country. And it's funny because my little cross-reference Bible says Satan is humbled. So off to the side, there is a large herd of pigs. So then the demons ask for permission. They say, send us into the pigs that we may enter them. And then Jesus says, I give you permission. So then the unclean spirits go out into the pigs. And then the pigs is 2,000 of them. That's what Mark says. They go run violently down into the sea and then they drown. Now in other parts of the gospel, it says that the demons are like, do not send us away before our time. So they already know that their final resting place is the lake of fire, is the abyss, is the utter darkness, outer darkness, whatever, however you say it. What I think people miss here is that the demons said, we don't want to leave the country. We don't want to go to hell. What is our other option? The only other option they had as unclean spirits was to go into the unclean beings. God in the Old Testament deemed pigs to be unclean, that man was not supposed to eat them because they are unclean. The demons only had the option of going to hell or going into the unclean spirits. They only had two choices. So to belittle Jesus, to think that Jesus was struggling and fighting with a demon, no, he gave the demons the only two. First of all, the demons asked permission to go to the only place that they could go, other than hell, into the pigs. And I think people miss that. Jesus wasn't sweating with the demons. He wasn't bickering with the demons. He wasn't arguing with the demons. He said, come out. What is your name? And then the demons had the rest of the dialogue and they asked Jesus for permission to go into the pigs. And then once first of all, now this is the thing I don't know. Did Jesus send them off into the sea to die? Or did the demons, because they're stupid, send themselves off into the sea to die? Not sure about that. And once they were gone, Jesus says, go home to your friends and tell them what great things the Lord has done for you and how he has had compassion on you. What a beautiful way to end that. After all that man had been through, the demons were casted out. He was finally at peace. And then Jesus tells him, the Lord has compassion on you. Y'all can play with God if y'all want to. I don't know why anybody would ever say that Jesus was arguing with a demon.